Luke 15 in the ESV, English Standard Version, encompasses three parables Jesus told: the parable of the lost sheep, the parable of the lost coin, and the parable of the prodigal son. Each of these parables illustrates God's immense joy and delight in the repentance and return of sinners. In the context of Christian hedonism, a theological perspective championed by Jonathan Edwards, the focus is on the idea that God's greatest delight is in His own glory and that He is most glorified when we find our deepest joy in Him. This view beautifully aligns with the themes in Luke 15, where God's joy in the redemption of the lost is prominently displayed. The parable of the lost sheep, Luke 15, 1-7. In this parable, Jesus describes a shepherd who leaves 99 sheep to find one that is lost. Upon finding it, he rejoices greatly. ESV version. Just so, I tell you, there will be more joy in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 righteous persons who need no repentance. Luke 15, 7. Christian hedonism perspective. The shepherd's joy in recovering the lost sheep reflects God's delight in the restoration of sinners. Jonathan Edwards writes, God is glorified not only by His glory being seen, but by its being rejoiced in. The shepherd's exuberant joy exemplifies how God is glorified when sinners turn back to Him, rejoicing in His mercy and grace. The parable of the lost coin, Luke 15, 8-10. This parable tells of a woman who, upon losing a coin, searches diligently until she finds it and then calls her friends and neighbors to rejoice with her. ESV version. Just so, I tell you, there is joy before the angels of God over one sinner who repents. Luke 15:10. Christian hedonism perspective. The woman's joy in finding the lost coin signifies the heavenly joy over a sinner's repentance. Edwards said, the enjoyment of God is the only happiness with which our souls can be satisfied. When a sinner repents, it is a moment of profound satisfaction and happiness for God, showcasing His glory as He delights in the sinner's return to Him. The parable of the prodigal son, Luke 15:11-32. The final and most detailed parable is about a son who squanders his inheritance in reckless living. When he returns home, his father runs to him, embraces him, and celebrates his return with a feast. ESV version. But the father said to his servants, bring quickly the best robe, and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand, and shoes on his feet. And bring the fattened calf and kill it, and let us eat and celebrate. For this my son was dead, and is alive again, he was lost, and is found. And they began to celebrate. Luke 15:22-24. Christian hedonism perspective. The Father's response to the prodigal son's return highlights God's profound joy in our repentance. Edwards wrote, the glory of God is the ultimate end of the creation of the world. The Father's celebration for His Son's return is a manifestation of the ultimate joy and glory found in reconciliation. God's pleasure and glory are magnified when sinners come back to Him, as their return is both a testament to His grace and a source of His deepest joy. In each of these parables, we see a recurring theme. The joy of God, represented through various characters, is magnified in the repentance and return of the lost. This aligns with Christian hedonism, which asserts that God's glory and our joy in Him are inseparably linked. As Edwards aptly puts it, the happiness of the creature consists in rejoicing in God, by which also God is magnified and exalted. Thus, Luke 15 powerfully illustrates that God is most glorified when sinners find their ultimate joy in Him through repentance and reconciliation.